that regard, like Hollow Knight. It's almost like they took all of the games in that genre and sort of said, what are the best things about these games? And then they went to first-person
shooters?
Yeah, and then they said, what are the best things about first-person shooters?
Oh, no, what was the first one you were talking about?
Oh, like games like Cuphead and Hollow Knight and Celeste and Mario and things like
2D
that.
games?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They took like that 2D style game.
No, they didn't take the 2D. You're just not wanting to say the word of the fucking day. Fuck you.
Yeah. And they basically meshed it with that. I mean, if you look at it, it basically has a ton of mobility and a bunch of options for how you attack. There's, from what it seems to me, more than one melee attack. More than
It's just badass. Okay, it's just fucking badass.
Yeah, more than one.
Go look up the trailer.
Long-range attack. Yeah, it looks
look
great.
up the gameplay trailer for Doom Eternal. It looks great. I can't wait till it comes out. They did announce it's coming out for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox, and the Switch simultaneously on the same day.
Yeah, they're just going right out.
I feel like I'm gonna buy it for Switch then.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, that's a game that you like want to be there, like experiencing like on the TV and stuff. But at the same time, I kind of want to also play it on the Switch.
Well, for me, since it is late in the life cycle of the PlayStation 4, I might just go ahead and get it on Steam. But I guess we'll see.
You're wow. Okay, cool.
Well,
cool, brah.
It's not really much of a multiplayer game unless they fix all that up this time.
I mean, they had a multiplayer on the first one, but nobody really cared about it. I mean, I think that's what Quake is for. Can you imagine if they released Quake on the Switch?
That might be nice.
I can see it happening. We got Paladins and oh wait, we don't have Overwatch, but we got Paladins, Fortnite. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Either way, Quake Con was a success this year. I think they even talked about some Fallout 76, which we're not going to get into because they didn't say anything crazy new. Although there was a new multiplayer video that came out today. I haven't watched it yet because I'm lazy.
Probably should have done that.
Fuck you. Can we move on?
We can.
Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay trailer. So I'm going to watch this right now as we talk about it, just in mute.
I think the graphics look insane.
Which I would expect nothing less from Rockstar. It was funny. I was playing GTA 5 at work today, just on my break, just for fun. I re-downloaded it on the PlayStation downstairs, and I was like, I'll just kind of play it. It's so much fun still. But somebody goes, that was watching me, one of my coworkers goes, what engine is this on? And I was like, that's just on the Rockstar engine. And because, I mean, that's what it is, right? Rockstar makes their own engines, I think, per game. Well, I think this is a whole new engine, unless it's just a modified GTA 5 engine. But either way, it looks beautiful. You're right. Like the engine, the breakaway shit. Like I just saw a dude go through a window and you saw the shards of glass like sprinkle around him.
Yeah.
The camera angles as you're doing even combat for melee combat, the snow effects, everything about this game looks beautiful. But it's not just the aesthetics and look of the game that they showed off in this trailer.
No, it looks huge. I don't want to body shame the game, but it looks huge.
Of course, you never want to do that. There is an entire living community. You build your own camps. Like, and you take those camps like with you as you travel throughout the single-player campaign. They haven't talked about online yet. I'm sure we'll get an online trailer like this. They did the same thing for GTA 5 when it came out. And I like these videos. It has like a nice narration over it. It explains to you like the technical and like just gameplay aspects of the game. I mean, you can see storms off in the distance and with the rainfall and the light coming, the sun coming through the clouds. It looks fucking amazing. There's like booming cities, there's swamplands, there's deserts, there's snowy mountains. And it looks like so many different characters that you can interact with that just like on the fly will interact with you. Not just like, I mean, it's obviously scripted, but it's based on if you even decide to interact with them at all.
I mean, this to me looks like one of those things that people are going to spend a lot of time on the little side things.
Mm-hmm.
It literally just looks like whatever you're into. It's almost like an MMORPG, but set in an open world like adventure game. I guess essentially, I mean, is this multiplayer? I mean, I'm assuming yes.
Okay, so it looks like your campsite, you can play cards with people, you can like go interact with individuals, because it says you want to build your relationship up with your camp, and that part of that includes getting wildlife, like hunting wildlife rather, bringing it back to your camp and cooking it to like feed your camp. It's to me, it seems like a Western simulator in all aspects I can think of.
I mean, it looks like you are hunting. You're actually bringing the carcass of the animal to your home
and you
site.
you put it over your horse. Like, so you actually have to get it, put it on your horse and everything. You can go interact with certain people and they'll like ask you to do like, criminal activities and shit and help them be like very rogue and shit. You can go into towns and probably interact with certain people in certain ways. They showed that you can handle situations differently. You can wave at somebody and say hi as they're walking by on horseback. You can like threaten somebody on horseback. You can try to talk somebody down if they're trying to fuck with you. You can shoot in the air or next to them and intimidate them if they're like a witness, which kind of reminds me of L.A. Noire type gameplay, which is another Rockstar game from back in the day.
Well, it kind of seems like there are things that like if you witness something, instead of being wanted, which you can be wanted, then you are a witness. So I feel like if like you get caught like in a situation, like you can still get in trouble, but maybe it's just like less extreme options,
Well, I guess you can talk your way out of it, but also I'm saying you can intimidate witnesses to be like, don't fucking talk if you heard anything, or else I'm going to come back and kill you.
I see what you're saying.
I think that's what it more was.
So it seemed to me, it seemed like you would be the witness, but okay.
Yeah. They said they have realistic like weapons and reloads and everything. And they're going to talk more about combat system on the next video, they said. Also, there's a relationship with your horse. Like, you build a relationship with your horse, and it responds to you the better you clean it, take care of it, brush it, shit like that.
I think that's important, and I think that's really cool. I remember when BioShock came out a long time ago, you could hack these little flying things, and they in some of the reviews they jokingly said like, don't name them because they'll die eventually. And people did find themselves just being like, oh, like this is my buddy, like he's been here with me for a long time, and it'd get attached to them and stuff. But in this game, you get an actual horse that I assume is going to be easy to keep. Well, not easy, but like relatively easy to keep alive. But if they do die at some point, like
I hope you don't lose it. I don't know. Maybe you do. They haven't really said. Yeah, I hope you. I mean, that's all about the story and the immersion, if you will. You can like track your prey if you injure them, as far as like hunting. You can go trade in shit for the general store or sell it off. Also, your horse. Another thing about it that's really cool. It can have like a saddle and a satchel on the saddle. Anyway, and it like stores different weapons and shit like that. Yeah, it carries supplies and weapons. That's cool.
So that's cool. That's probably like a secondary storage.
Inventory. Yeah.
So you can probably upgrade your saddle and things. And
there's a lot of similarity with the gameplay as far as like just basic mechanics that reminds me of the original Red Dead Redemption, which I'm all about. And it looks like in future videos we'll talk about combat system more. They'll talk about the Deadeye or Dead Aim, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They'll talk about
that's a lot
different
like,
activities like fishing and stuff.
That Dead Aim is going to be a lot like McCree in Overwatch, it looks like, where you kind of get kind of like this full-time thing, and you just kind of like, I mean, that's how it was in the first game, too. Oh, okay. Yeah, McCree was not the first motherfucker to do that. All right. Yeah. So they have not talked about what console it's going to come out on. It's coming out on everything. I mean, it's not coming out on Switch, but it's coming out on the basics. Okay. I don't know if it's coming out on PC, actually, but I know it's coming out for PlayStation and Xbox, obviously. I'm getting it on PlayStation because a lot of my friends are. But, Are you a juggalo? Are you asking if I fucking listen to the Insane Clown Posse? Not necessarily. Don't ask me stupid fucking questions like that. You know goddamn well I love me some ICP. What is a juggalo? Let me think for a second. Well, he gets butt naked. Is that a line from Insane Clown Posse? It is. Oh, shit! I forgot you tweeted at the Insane Clown Posse, and they retweeted our fucking tweeter. They liked our tweet, and I was like, stop fucking tweeting at the Insane Clown Posse. We don't need them to be our fucking allies in this crazy world and culture we're in. In this climate? Well, once a juggalo, always a juggalo. Jesus fuck, mate. Okay, move on, because I can't stand any more juggalo talk. I can't. I fucking can't. Filip Miucin. Go. So Filip put out a YouTube apology this week.
Oh,
so we
this
get,
fucking
we get nothing
guy.
from
This
it.
fucking guy.
At the same exact time that he uploaded a YouTube apology, he still had the original links up on Twitter that he tweeted out of the Dead Cells review. Now, since then, he has removed the tweets from Twitter and he has taken down the video from YouTube. And also, since then,
he took down his apology. Like, the thing about that, he took down his apology because people were like, it's a fucking fake-ass bullshit apology. Fuck off,
Right.
Filip Miucin.
yeah, it wasn't good.
It was so bad. He was trying to make excuses. He was trying to play the victim. And I will give him the victim credit for like the fact that people were going after his family. Fuck that. That's stupid. That's dumb. I can't believe people were doing that. But I mean,
people
that's
should not
dipshits on the
be
internet.
finding his family. Now,
Yeah. But
you
he
can
is
still-
a fucking asshole. You don't also do not threaten him like physically with violence. But like you can be like, you're a fucking asshole. Also,
Yeah,
stop being
I mean,
a plagiaristic piece of shit.
But like at the end of the day, all he did was plagiarize some shit. Yes, he should not now work for IGN.
Yeah, I mean that's like that was his whole
fired.
entire job. It's like you just went against your entire job. I mean, it's
Right.
like a rabbi whenever they, you know what rabbis? Well, not all, but some rabbis.
He didn't hurt anybody. Okay, he
You're right.
he
Sorry, I shouldn't compare him to
plagiarized.
rabbis. It's not the same thing. You know what I meant. It was just
And
you
also,
probably
if-
you got like
if
one
Philip-
fucking job. Just don't plagiarize as a
exactly.
journalist.
Philip, if you're listening to this, you're not a fucking monster, but like you did your job bad, okay, and you don't deserve to
A
do
very
that
bad
now.
job. Well,
and not only
it would have
that,
been one thing. I would have been okay if he actually apologized. He didn't fucking apologize. Probably.
well, if he apologized, that's one thing. But since then, so in his apology, he said, Jason Schreier has called me out and he said, I'm going to keep digging. And he said, keep digging, Jason. Whatever. You're not going to find anything. Since then, there have been 2 or 3 examples of blatant plagiarism in past things from Filip Miucin. One of them was from, I believe it was Samus Returns, which was a 3DS game that came out this past year.
why are you all about the 3DS all the time?
Well, it just happened to be one of the things that
God damn it!
he plagiarized.
Fucking Nintendo asshole.
Well, Filip Miucin was primarily a Nintendo YouTube personality.
That's his
And
fucking problem right there.
Yeah. So, and there was 1 or 2
By
other
the way, I
ones.
love Nintendo. I'm kidding when I say that.
No, me too. Off the top of my head, for some reason, I'm not remembering exactly what that was. But he plagiarized plenty of shit at this point.
They said like FIFA 18 he had plagiarized.
Oh, here, yeah. Well, that
And
one.
he
yeah.
actually on the video tried to like talk against that. I don't know. Everything seemed like such a bullshit excuse. It seemed like a very, very immature apology. Because it wasn't an apology, first of all. He never once said he was sorry, so it's not an apology. It is just a video of him talking after he got caught plagiarizing. That's what we will call it. We will not call this an apology video. We will call it a video of excuses.
Well, let me also say that when he does finally in the video acknowledge the plagiarism, he says the only thing he says about it is that it was not intentional. He says nothing else. He doesn't say, "Oh, I wrote some things down and I ended up not realizing that they were things from other videos, or I wrote some things down and I didn't realize this or that." He just straight up says it wasn't intentional. So,
But then he goes on to like the person that he stole from, that he plagiarized from. He goes on to say, "I wish that person the best." Not that he's sorry to that person. He just says, "I wish them the best."
right.
What a
Now,
fucking asinine, bullshit, passive aggressive fucking thing to say. Fuck you, Philip.
So I ended up finding he did a video about Switch's HD Rumble, and he copied from a user named Cartho, Cartho, and supposedly that was from a post posted on NeoGAF, which was a forum back in the time. And
Did Jason Schreiber find this?
somebody else found this. It was somebody on Twitter.
I'm just curious. Like, I'm not, it's whatever. I don't agree with Jason Schreier all the times, but like, clearly I don't want to be on his bad side.
Right.
He's going to find all those bodies in my fucking basement.
So there was a guy, his name on Twitter is Joseph39151, and he is the one who dug that up. And
Really?
he
Like, that's
tagged-
where your name, Joseph, and then like 7 different numbers? Like, you couldn't come up with a more original fucking name?
Well, at the time that he made his profile, there were 39,151 Josephs on Twitter.
It's a really weird thing. I mean, at that point, just don't be Joseph. Even be Joey. I'm sure there's less numbers in regards to Joey. Sorry,
either way-
continue.
Either way, so there are now more than 2 instances of Filip Miucin plagiarizing. I think what it is that he